Laura was the youngest of 4 children. People in her family referred to her as the change-of-life baby. Her siblings were 10, 15, and 17 years older than her. Since they were closer in age, her siblings had each other, but to Laura, they felt more like aunts and uncles, so she spent a lot of time alone. Meanwhile, her parents gave her everything she wanted financially, yet they provided little care emotionally. Their presence was scarce. In elementary school, Laura began luring people into friendships by giving them things and sharing everything she had. At first, it was kind, but then it became a strategy to keep people around. Her friends seemed to have less and desired what she offered them. By high school, her friendships were plentiful but shallow. When she didn't give gifts, she listened endlessly, was always available, and overhelped others. Being needed wasn't enough. She wanted to be irreplaceable. By 33 years old, Laura was a mother of 2 who was separated from her husband and in therapy. On the cusp of the divorce, she wondered how she ended up with a partner who didn't help with the children and offered little praise and support. She did everything, which was a problem for both her marriage and her emotional development. Laura often felt taken advantage of. She didn't notice how she created interactions that ensured everyone else had their needs met while pretending to be needless herself. She was the martyr in friendships, in family relationships, at work, and in her marriage. Going the extra mile and showing people she was indispensable was her way of being noticed. Her internal voice said, "I am only good if others highly value me." Being everything to everyone left little room for her to do anything for herself. Placing the needs of others above her own eventually left her resenting them for what she'd chosen to give away. The other people around her didn't know this was a game they were playing. Instead, they were simply taking advantage of what she offered. Laura's dilemma: doing everything or nothing at all. When we say, "I must do everything to keep this relationship going," or "I'm not doing anything to keep this relationship afloat," we exist in extremes. Both are faulty dependency approaches. We don't need to overgive or, conversely, expect nothing at all in relationships. Instead, we can be flexible and tailor what is needed to each individual relationship, not relationships in general. Each person in our lives may need a different skill from us or a different part of us. Therefore, giving and receiving is a healthy part of relationships, and both parties must participate. Dependency. According to Webster's dictionary, the word depend means to be determined, based, or contingent on others. Dependency can be healthy in our relationships, or it can be unhealthy. Individually, the spectrum of dependency flows from counterdependent to codependent, with healthy existing in the center. Existing at either extreme can be unhealthy for our relational wellness. Laura primarily operated in the red zone of codependency. Her relationships fulfilled her desire to be needed, but also caused her to neglect her own needs to keep them afloat. When we maintain relationships in which the other parties are dependent on us without balance, we end up feeling lonely and even resentful when we need something. The relationship has not been set up for our own needs to be met.